My name's Catherine and I'm from Shipley College in West Yorkshire. I've worked in FE for 5 years and I've been a tutor for 3 years. I teach entry 3 and level 1. So I want to share with you what I have done, and I hope that my experience will give you the confidence that you can deliver digital skills successfully to your SEND learners. So for this presentation at Shipley College, we are on Google Workspace, which was previously known as GSuite, and I'm going to show you Google Slides. But if you're on Microsoft, everything I show you can easily be transferred over to PowerPoint. So I'm going to talk to you about understanding the challenge for delivering digital skills to foundation learners, how to grow staff and learner confidence with Google Slides, examples of how I apply digital skills at Shipley College, and then any questions you've got afterwards. So, initial challenge, just like everybody else, was lockdown. Oh no, what we're going to do? And then a big panic. How do we upskill our learners to feel confident to use the college software platform, both in college and at home? So, what I did was over the summer, got really into Twitter and YouTube, the best teachers going, and loads of people. I found loads of resources from teachers all over the world that they were sharing fantastic resources. And one that I came across was this. It was called GSuite Bingo. And I do have the link to the original, but I can't tell you who created it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who that is. But what I liked about this GSuite Bingo was that it was visually appealing. I liked the bingo idea. It's clear and fun, and it covers all the basic apps. So the Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Draw. Downside was there's too many apps. So for my learners, they're entry 3 and level 1. So I just want to focus on Drive to sort the folders out, Docs and Slides. And also on this bingo slide, the tasks were just a little bit too advanced for my learners, needed to simplify it. So I thought about it and went, okay, like this idea, but what am I going to do? So like I said, I decided to focus on 3 apps and then break it down further. And I'm just going to show you now how I have delivered Google Slides to my learners. So I created this slide here. Okay, so there's just 9 boxes, so less boxes. And I got all my students, the first time, we went through every single stage together as a class. So it was nice, steady pace. So we created a folder for digital skills. Within that folder, we had a file for our bingo slides work. We then learned how to create a slide, insert a background, change the layout, insert images, text boxes, play with the text, and insert a YouTube video. That is all I wanted my learners to be able to learn how to do. So for round 1, we did it all together. And then the next time we did it, students did the same task, but they worked at their own pace. And as they grew confident, we added in some additional skills. So this is an example of one of my students' work. So you can see this is the first time we did it. So she's inserted a background. She's inserted the favorite music video. We got a lot of images of Dubai. All my students want to go to Dubai. And then for the text, I got them to write about their favorite hobbies and interests. So here she's, they've put the baking and drawing and some art. And then they just got to play around with font styles, sizes, colors. And that's what we did. Next round, they then created their favorite room. They could design a room for themselves. And you can see here, again, we've done the background, we've got images in it, we've got a video in. But my students now, they're starting to get a bit confident. So in round 2, I taught them a few tricks. So like you can see here, we've got a little cat. So I taught them that the magic word when you insert an image is to put transparent first, and it gets rid of any backgrounds. So they liked that. I showed them how to rotate and flip images. So if that cat's facing one way, we could flip it so it faced the other way. And then I taught them how to order and layer images. So you can see here they've inserted an image of a window, but behind it is Bradford City Park. Okay, so we're layering up, we're getting confident. And then obviously these students need a reference point so that they can check how to do things. So I created this slide here. So again, found this on Twitter. Original slide was created by Carly Mora and Lisa Guarda. And then I adapted it for my learners and I created some videos for them. So downside was all that work, and the students, they'd much rather just ask you or ask their friends. You know, I've made all these lovely videos and they weren't watching them. But the silver lining was the staff were. So it was giving staff training, and staff were going, oh, I need to teach my learners how to use Google Slides. Have you got anything, Catherine? And I'd give them the videos. So they were using the videos in their class and learning from them. So that did work well. So I'm just going to show you a little demo of what my videos look like. Hope you can hear it. You're going to look for this square one with the little mountains in. Click on that and it gives you an option to upload from computer or search the web. We're going to search the web. Click search the web and a bar will come in. So for the videos, whatever I did in the videos, that's how I had to teach it in class. What you need to do when you teach how to insert an image, always stick with the same process. Don't the following week say, oh, actually, you could do it this way, or here's a shortcut. You know, if you've shown them one way, even if you know another way that's now 2 or 3 less clicks, you need to stick with your original way. That was one thing that I made sure that I did, that we stuck to the same processes. So overall, my key points are, when you're teaching digital skills, is use what's already out there and simplify it. Twitter and YouTube are amazing. There's so many useful resources on there. Decide your process, stick to it. Like I say, don't start doing shortcuts or fancy things. Stick to whatever process for inserting a video or an image, and just repeating the tasks and layering up the new skills as they grow confident. So I hope you've enjoyed the short presentation and it's given you some ideas and confidence in what you're already doing. Thank you for your time and I hope you found it useful. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you very much, Catherine. Let's just have a quick look. Was there anything in the chat box, Mary?
There is some stuff coming in now.
All right.
Just popping in. I think just comments about how useful it was. I thought that that point about not showing people several different ways to do something is really important, because I've had that experience myself where you've taught people how to do something and then you think, oh, well, I'll show them the keyboard shortcut, and then they're really confused. So for a lot of beginner learners, just knowing one way to do it and remembering that and sticking to it is really, really important. There aren't any other questions coming in, but if anyone wants to...
Yeah, can I? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask.
Go, Sharon.
Sorry, I was just going to ask Catherine. Some of those slides and the bingo, were they more a level 1? I'm just concerned because I've looked at the standards for this, and E3 is going to be a challenge for our learners, I think. So I'm looking much more at E3. But I'm just worried, particularly with the accessibility element. Have you come across any challenges trying to teach the learners how to make sure the images are accessible?
So that bingo slide we had projected on the board, and then we'd go through it and we'd cross it off. So they weren't just given a piece of paper or the slide to look at, because that would have been too much for them. So we just have it on the board and we talk through the process. And that's how I've done it. And then accessibility wise, the only issues I've had accessibility wise is I have one learner who has mobility issues and cannot do drag and drop even with an adapted mouse. But being able to insert background, because that's just clicking, absolutely fine with that, and putting the text in. And actually what we found is Adobe Spark's actually better for her, because that's clicking and not dragging and dropping. So that's how we've overcome that.
Is it am I correct in thinking that the learners, as part of the Essential Digital Skills qualification, need to know how to make the documents that they produce accessible because that's where I'm sort of worried, because I don't know whether they have to, the same way that all the documents we produce now, we have to make accessible. So we have to do the alt image to make sure that there's a caption. So things like doing charts and graphs can be a nightmare, because it has to be able to be accessible for a reader. And it's that side of it that I think that some of my students might struggle with.
For me, the way I've taught digital skills is to get my learners to be able to access the rest of their course. I'm not tied to any framework. It is just teaching them how to use all these things that are going to come up in their courses for their assignments.
Yeah.
At the moment, it is just something that complements alongside their course rather than us working to a framework. I'm just teaching them how to use docs.
Yeah. Yeah, oh no, lovely, thank you. I love I'm going to have a little explore with the GSuite Bingo and Google Slides. I like the way you sort of, like you say, you started simple, and then the next one was going over the same skills, but then adding another skill to it. So you're helping the students to sort of consolidate the learning that took place in the first bingo, but adding a new one. So I'm going to sort of have a little look into that. So thank you. It was, really helpful.